Okay, Doc, you ready to begin?
I'm ready. Are we ready, Dr. Shantara?
Yes, great. Yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. First of all, I want to thank you all so much for participating and joining in with my annual or my quarterly community meeting for our constituents. And I thank our guests who have obliged me to join in on this meet and greet, and just to give our community a heads up on what's occurring in our district as well as within District 5. I want to make some acknowledgments, if I may. Let me go ahead and get started. First of all, for those who don't know, of course, I am Dr. Deatrice D. Haney, known as Dr. D, District 5, Clayton County Board of Education. And again, thank you all so much for joining in. First and foremost, I hope everyone is safe and everyone has a safety exit plan or a safety plan within your home to ensure safety. If you're out and about, please mask up. And we'll get more into that as well. But right now, I hope everyone is safe and has a safety plan with the weather that's coming in, the inclement weather. So again, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and get started. I just want to acknowledge our elected officials, Representative Burnell for joining in, who's my representative. And thank you so much. He's from the state, as well as our my fellow constituents from the board. I see that my chair is on the call, Ms. Goree, affectionately Dr. Goree, Ms. Goree, as well as all other board members that may be chiming in through our various social media platforms, as well as our distinguished guest from the district. And we'll go ahead and get started with that. But I do just want to make some introductions, such as Dr. Green from Jackson Elementary School. I have Ms. Mary Shepard from the CTAE, yes, my favorite. And she's en route, I see. Thank you, Ms. Shepard, be safe. As well as, I'm not sure, I see some of our cabinet members. Dr. Simpson, I see him as well on here. But just acknowledging Ms. Brown from Jonesboro High School, Dr. Boyd from Riverdale Middle, as well as Ms. Benjamin from Harper. And again, Ms. Mary Shepard from CTAE and Greg Dole. And I do know that we have Dr. Collier on the line, and she's going to give us information more on the COVID. And I love the blasts that are going out. And thank you, Ms. Sherman Johnson, and everyone who are chiming in. So we're going to go and get started. And Dr. Shantara, you can move on. Okay, so we'll start off. Like I said, we want to acknowledge our board members, and these are some of the schools that I do represent, and they do overlap with some of our other board members as well. So we all share the love as our schools. Because we are designated to certain schools, that does not stop us or prohibit us from assisting you all if you have questions or concerns regarding the district or just general questions in general. And right here, you'll see my vision for District 5, and it's pretty consistent, and it's happening so far as building those relationships and partnerships from our local business owners to develop and provide apprenticeships and internship opportunities for students. And I work in collab with Dr. Shepard, who's doing a great job with that and helping connect dots and working with her and learning more about CTAE and to ensure that our students have those opportunities. And I'm hearing great things, so that's a good thing that's happening now, as well as ensuring the equity in our school system to ensure that we keep a continuous retention of our talented teachers and paraprofessionals. And we're doing a good job with that. Dr. Simpson is making sure that we're doing that along with Dr. Wilson to retain our teachers, as well as go out and outsource teachers as well to come into our district, as well as those paraprofessionals, so we do not ever forget them. To improve the accountability in our school system, we have those benchmarks that's set for our community to assess the progress of what we're doing. And I believe that we just recently, through our communications department, sent the blast out to let you know where we stand as a GMAS and all other communications regarding our district. And the last one, again, working collaboratively with our local and state legislation in our school systems Again, working to secure funding for career, technical, and agricultural education and technology, again, CTAE, but just working in collaboration with our local and state legislation. And that's why I have my representative here, Representative Burnell, who can give more information, and just recently sat in a meeting with her along with other county officials to learn more about what's going on within our state and particularly with our county. So I'm grateful for her to be here and to always keep me abreast and even coaching me along the way since this is my first term. So we'll move on. And again, with the assistance of our board coordinator, Dr. Shantara, I do have an advisory council that's open to the public, District 5. And this is nominations for parents, CCPS teachers, principals, and staff, as well as our student and community members to serve on the advisory board. And of course, you see here, the due date is September 5th, and the council members will be announced on September 15, 2021, and that communication will be distributed out from our board coordinator, Dr. Shantara. And some of our highlights, we're going to get into our principals and allow them to give the highlights. And so we'll go ahead and get started with that. Dr. Green, we'll get started with you. I see you on the line.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Haney, for your continued support of Jackson Elementary and all the board members and district personnel that are on the phone. We just appreciate your continued support. We really appreciated you there that first day of school too. Just always parents that are on the line that have children at the Jackson Elementary, we want to thank you for entrusting us with your children. Again, we know that these are really different times and certain times, but we are very appreciative that you give us that trust and that you share your children with us. The only major highlight that I wanted to lift up most recently, or this is upcoming, is next Thursday we'll be having our first Title I meeting at 5:30 and our PTA meeting at 6 o'clock. And so parents, as we often ask you to do, please, if you're not connected with your classroom teachers via Class Dojo, please do that, because that's our #1 means of being able to communicate out not only classroom activities, but school-wide activities. And so we're going to be sharing a link for those parents that may be interested in taking leadership roles within our PTA this year. But we're just excited about having children back in the building. And we know that some parents, because of this Delta variant, have concerns. And so I believe you'll hear shortly about ideas if parents desire to reconsider their children coming face to face. The district is providing an option for that. But however you share your child with us, we're just thankful that they're there, and we're going to do our very best to take them to that next level. So thank you, and thank you for this opportunity to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Green. I must add, I did enjoy the first day. I know you were working it, your staff was working, and I was just in the midst. But just to see the children, I call them little turtles because the book bags are bigger than they are, and then the masks are covering them up. But for the most part, they were excited. Some were a little, anxious because they were crying, but that's expected. But you all handled it with ease, even from when the parents were coming in. I mean, you could see the anxiety there, but you had the music crunk up, so that was a good thing. I look forward to the music when I come down there. So I just really like that, and the camaraderie that your staff had. So that was a good thing. So I enjoyed the first day, even seeing all little babies coming back. And I'm sure they came in pretty and neat and left out looking a little frazzle dazzle, because that's the first day of school. So I just love that. So thank you for what you're doing, your staff as well. So I appreciate it. And I will be back down just to do pop-ups, just to say hello, not to micro, but just to say hello.
You're always welcome. We have a space for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I see that we have, Jonesboro High School. All right, the mighty Marching Cardinals on the phone. We have Miss Felicia Brown, who's the principal. Can you give us some updates, please, ma'am?
Good evening, everyone, and I want to thank you for the invitation to be on this call. We have several things going on. I'm double booked right now, as we are having our freshman orientation for our parents this evening at 6 o'clock. So I was on that call just a moment, and I'll pop back on if at all possible. But again, thanks to everyone that's on the call. And we have a lot going on at Jonesboro. We're excited about our new facility. And I say it's new because it looks brand new. And I want to thank our the citizens of Clayton County Public School, as well as our board, for allowing that to take place. So we're excited about our new construction as well as our renovation. There's still some work going on at this time, and hopefully we'll be able to have our ribbon cutting soon. For the most part, we've had several of our students to return. Of course, it's our first year for our students that are freshmen that are in our building, as well as our sophomores. It's the first time for these students arching the doors of Jonesboro High School approximately 2.5 weeks ago. We have had a few COVID cases, and we have shared that, of course, with Student Services, with Dr. Collier's office, and they gave us great guidance. Today, we had testing at our location for some of our feeder schools, and we had quite a few individuals to show up. So we were excited about that as well. I would like to share with everyone that's on the call. I'm not sure if we have several parents on the call, but we try to share information with our parents every Sunday evening and every Wednesday evening about what's taking place at Jonesboro High School. So again, tonight or this evening, beginning at 6 o'clock, our freshman orientation took place and is still going on at this time. Our juniors will have their meeting on August the 24th, and then our sophomores on August the 25th, and our seniors, the class of 2022. It's hard to believe, but their meeting will take place on August the 26th. All of these meetings are at 6 o'clock p.m. and they are by Zoom. We have shared our links with our parents, as well as put the links on our Jonesboro High School website. And we're just excited about this school year and doing all we can to ensure that our teachers are giving our students 110%. It can be a little difficult at times simply because we have a lot of simultaneous learning taking place. We have several students, approximately 200, that are actually virtual, and our teachers are still teaching not only those students, but the students that are in their classrooms as well. And so once again, we have quite a few students in our building. Some of our classes are right at the max. But we're doing what we can to ensure that students are getting what they need and that our students are safe. So again, thank you for the opportunity. I'm always available by email. Unfortunately, we cannot have several visitors in our building due to COVID, but we're doing everything we can to communicate with our community. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. I know you got to pop back out and get back on another call, but thanks so much for jumping in and obliging the invitation. I do thank you for that. And just keep doing great works, and I'll pop in, just waiting for the mock trial to get back up so that we can fully support that, as well as the remaining academics that are going on, as well as the games and Mr. Goodwin as well with the band. So thank you so much for what you're doing and your staff.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate the continued support.
Okay, thank you. Be safe.
You too.
Okay, now I'll call up Miss Tangela Benjamin over at Harper. Thank you, Miss Benjamin, for jumping on. I know you're playing door roles, but thank you. Can you just give us some updates over at Harper? You're on mute.
Okay, absolutely. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, hi. It's so good to see everybody. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share with the community. At Harper Elementary School, we are definitely on a journey to level up our academics and our behavior. This school year in particular, we have one main focus. Our main focus right now is that we are working with great veracity to ensure that our children are reading in 100 days. We are using a work and framework called How to Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, and it is going absolutely well. I'm very proud of my scholars and our community because with this new framework in place, we have decreased the number of students that are coming to school tardy. We've also been able to decrease the number of discipline referrals that we're receiving. So we're so very proud of everyone. This year, our goal is our focus is reading and mathematics and making sure that our students are at a posture that they can excel on all benchmarks.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You seem like you're ready to get going for real, for real. I like that. And
it's very much a serious thing for us.
Right. I like
It's
that
very
thing.
serious, and we are very excited to serve.
I like that level up. I like that theme, as Sierra would say. Yeah, I like that level up, and that's good. Reading in 100 days, that's awesome. And then the focus, your focus areas is reading and math. So I think that's great as one of those main sources of what our children need in our schools. So thank you so much, Ms. Benjamin, for jumping in and just giving us some updates as of what's going on with Harper. Okay, you're still on mute, but we get you. Okay, now we'll head on over down the street around the corner from where I am, over at Riverdale Middle School with Dr. Prince Bowie. Thank you so much for obliging the invitation as well.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I bring you greetings from Spartan Nation, where we are Riverdale Middle School. We took the R and the M and the S, where we are rebranding with a mind shift. That's our theme. And our motto is excellence without excuses. And I like to tell people every time I talk to them about what rebranding with the mind shift is. So rebranding with the mind shift is that we are still holding on to our core things, things that we are familiar with, but we are also embracing the new things that are coming. So embracing technology, embracing the new things, and we are moving as our scholars move to make sure that we are meeting the needs of all of our scholars. And then I talk about our motto, which is excellence without excuses. And basically that means in everything that we do in service, we are serving, but at an excellent level. And I talk to my staff and my students about being super present. So super is the highest level, and being present here and now, and making sure that we're focusing on what we are doing. So one of the things that we have done at Riverdale Middle School and that we are doing is that we are including the parents into the academic process and into the learning process. And so I talk about us having a relay race. And so when we're running that relay race, when they're at the school, they have we have the baton, but when our scholars go home, we pass that baton to our parents, because learning does continue when they get home. So how do we do that? We include our parents in doing what I call IVs. We call those instructional videos, but I'll use the IV because if you go to a hospital, usually if they put you on IV, it's giving you nutrients that you need. Well, that's what an instructional video is. So every week on Fridays by 6 p.m., actually this Friday will be our second week. Our teachers are doing lesson plans, but they're also doing instructional videos. So the parents know how they can assist their scholars at home too. So we're including them in that learning process. And so it's also what we call a flipped school. Their principal wrote a dissertation on using flipped in technology for education. So we're using that, and our scholars and our parents, they love it. In fact, our parents come to expect the instructional video, so they are included in that, so they know what's going on, but also they know how they can assist their scholar as we move forward. So we use Class Dojo as well, school-wide. So when I first got to Riverdale Middle School, we probably had 44 parents on there, but right now we have over 760 parents on Class Dojo, so they're getting the information. We're constantly communicating with our parents and with our scholars, so they have access to learning 24/7 anytime they would like to. So one, I thank you, Dr. Haney, for inviting us and just letting them know that we are a community school, and we take it to heart that we bear the city's name. So we enjoy that we bear Riverdale's name, and we are just excited to be a part of it. So please continue to, for any parents that I have out there, please continue to be involved, communicate with us. The best way to contact us is email us. I know when I left today, I had over 80 emails, but I promise you I have a small case of OCD. I will not go to sleep tonight without addressing each email to make sure that we have everything that we need. So we certainly appreciate you all, and I appreciate the invite.
Well, thank you. I see that you do walk the talk, as you said, OCD, and addressing those emails, and that goes back to your communication to ensure that our parents and our guardians are adhering, or even to know what's going on with their scholars. So I do appreciate that. But now when I pass Riverdale Middle School, I would now say it's Riverdale Mind Shift. And so therefore I will definitely use that, and also that people know, hey, this is a new brand here we have over in Riverdale. And I just want to thank you for what you're doing over there. I get excited when I pass by there. I was like, that's my main precinct. So I'm just excited for what you're doing, and just to hear the new things that you're doing with our students, and to let them know they are super in every aspect of it, because we know some of the backdrops of our students and their situations, of course, and unfortunately, but at the same time, when they come into that school, just to know that they're being embraced and to know that they're super in whatever they're excelling to do. So thank you and your staff for what you're doing.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate all of my principals that have jumped on. I do appreciate you all for what you're doing, and continue to just do the best and be safe as well. So now we're going to move over into our CTAE, and I see that Ms. Shepherd. Are you ready, Ms. Shepherd, to give us some updates on that and to let the community know what you're doing and what we got going on for our scholars and our future executives and professionals?
I am. Can you hear me okay? Because I'm en route home,
Yeah.
so I'm in the car.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for welcoming or inviting me this evening. Career Technical and Agriculture Education, also known as CTAE, is a program of study that involves a multi-year sequence of courses that integrates core academic knowledge with technical and occupational knowledge. Ensuring that students are both college and career ready, CTAE programs prepare students for a wide range of careers, requiring varying levels of education, including high school, technical training, 2- and 4-year degrees, and post-secondary or baccalaureate programs. Our courses support the academic program by providing students with opportunities to apply the academic theories and principles to real-world learning experience in a hands-on environment. Our ultimate goal is to ensure that as our students matriculate through middle school and high school, we're preparing them to be both college and career ready. We focus on work-based learning, exploratory career exploration, and awareness. We work with partnerships to build our CTSOs, which are our career, technical, and student organizations, developing those leadership skills and academic skills for our students. We need partners right now to just come into the classroom as guest speakers, to, like I said, provide opportunities from a work-based learning lens, where our students are going to the companies, looking at high demand fields, making sure that they're getting mentoring opportunities, internship opportunities, as well as youth apprenticeship and job shadowing opportunities. Right now, our focus is just trying to align what is taking place at the school with the high school within those feeders, making sure that our programs have 21st century technology, and working with the principals and the school level staff just to support them as they ensure that their students are both college and career ready.
And that's good, because when I do visit the schools, the principals are really good about showing me where those CTAE programs are located and what they're doing, and those coordinators as well. So it's just a real reflection of what you're doing district-wide to ensure that we do have that in place for our students, and to ensure, like you said, for those partners who are interested, please contact Ms. Shepherd so that we can get the ball rolling, so that we can all have our students, what we like to say here in Clayton, will live, work, and play here. We want that to stay within our county, because we are a secret here, even though otherwise others want to say, but we have great talent here. Our scholars are doing great things. So Ms. Shepherd, thank you so much. And I get excited about CTAE, as you could probably tell. And so just to know that you're doing that, and the efforts that you're doing with our coordinators within the schools, that speaks volumes. So thank you for what you're doing. And again, please, if you all know of any sustainable partnerships for our scholars, please let Ms. Shepherd know and her team, and they would be more than glad to speak with you all, because, and I must say, Ms. Shepherd is really good about returning phone calls, I must say. In the midst of meetings, she will return your phone call right after. So please connect with her, please. So thank you, Ms. Shepherd, and please be safe in your travels.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So now we're going to head over to what everybody's probably waiting on, is the vaccination, the COVID information. And we're going to let our very own Dr. Collier give that information. Dr. Collier, would you just please give that? And in advance, thank you for just giving a detailed report to us as a board, as well as to our community when we had our last face-to-face board meeting. So thank you for that. So I'll let you go ahead and get it started.
All right. Thank you so much, Board Member Haney, for this opportunity to be engaged with you and with the community around the efforts that the district is taking around the get backs. That's what we're calling. We have launched, I'm not saying we are because we have already launched a campaign to raise the percentage of individuals that are fully vaccinated in Clayton County. And that includes our children, our adolescents, because we know what the data says and what scientists are saying, that those individuals now, the highest percentage of individuals that are hospitalized are amongst those individuals that don't have a vaccine. And I want our stakeholders to know that the vaccine is available, that the vaccine is safe. It is a barrier to prevent us from getting COVID. It doesn't guarantee that you're not going to get it, but it's a barrier of protection. And it's not as much about being in school as it is being healthy and being safe. And if there's anything that I could say to our stakeholders, let's just keep ourselves healthy and safe. And we can do that by engaging in this key strategy that's out there, including wearing our masks, is to consider the vaccine. Because in Clayton County, when we looked at our data in the previous week, 15% of our children have been attacked with the COVID virus. And we want to decrease that number. We don't want that number to continue to increase. We want that number to decrease of the age from 9 to 19. The data indicated last week that 15% of the COVID cases in Clayton was amongst that age range. So we have launched some key efforts, and I want to thank, I think the leaders are off the line, but Dr. Bowie and Principal Brown today helped launch one of our key strategies, which is testing. We had successful test sites at Riverdale Middle and at Jonesboro High today. We were extremely pleased with the turnout at those locations. We had also testing today at Rex Mill, which was record-breaking as well. And we had testing here at the old Lovejoy Middle. So we're seeing the interest in being safe and getting tested increase amongst our staff and our students, because the services that we're offering now is for staff and for students. So our Get Vax campaign this Saturday at Mundy's Mill High School, stakeholders, you can bring your entire family to Mundy's Mill High School this Saturday between 10 and 2 to get your COVID vaccine. You can put your name into the hat for some drawings. We've got some door prizes, some gift cards and things that we're going to give away. We want everyone to be safe. And then the following week, we're going to be at North Clayton Middle School for another opportunity to get shots in arms. It's for the community. But also, beginning August the 30th, we're going to be launching our school-based vaccine program. Our nurses will be traveling to each school to give the vaccine to our babies that are in middle and high school. So parents, when that consent form pops up in your inbox on your school's webpage, fill it out. You don't have to be present. Our nurses are going to take care of them and make sure that they're okay. And they can get that vaccine right there at school beginning August the 30th. We have a campaign from August the 30th to October the 1st to try to increase the vaccine rate in Clayton County Public Schools, because we want to get to herd immunity. It's impacting what we do. This weekend, tomorrow, some big games in Clayton County, but we have had to reduce the capacity to 50% due to COVID. If we get the vaccine, we can get back to some sense of normalcy. We can increase the capacity at outdoor games, 50%. We all want to be at those big games this weekend, but not everyone's going to be able to participate. So we get that vaccine, we can increase the percentage level, we can hopefully get to herd immunity and to be able to enjoy when we get to basketball, enjoy being indoors and enjoying some of those basketball games, some wrestling teams. So it's important that you consider that piece in terms of the vaccine itself. We're excited also to partner with ID Tech Molecular, which is a lab that's headed by a group of African-American males that will be assisting us with offering COVID testing in every school, every day, beginning August the 30th. These key strategies are so important for us in us charting the territories and the treacherous waters of COVID-19. So we're just excited about our Clayton calling the shots, the Get Vax campaign, so that we can keep everyone safe, as safe as we possibly can in our current environment. So I am going to be available if there are additional questions, but we're just excited about this initiative that we have going on to get shots in arms of our students and as well as our staff.
Thank you, Dr. Collier. That is very informative. Thank you so much. And just to hear those dates. And again, you all will be, you said, doing testing over at Mundy's Mill High School. And I have to give a shout out to the principal. I see him on here, Mr. Townsend, for monitoring that school. And thank you so much, Mr. Townsend, for popping in. Principal Townsend.
You're more than welcome. More than welcome. We look forward to serving the community.
Thank you so much for that, as well as over at our other school. You said, is that North Clayton? You said West Clayton. Was that North Clayton that they're going to be doing testing, Dr. Collier?
Yes, it's at North Clayton Middle School. We're doing vaccines
Okay.
at Mundy's Mill High School this Saturday from 10 till 2. And we'll be at North Clayton Middle School on the 28th from 10 to 2 with the vaccine too as well. So, and we're offering testing weekly until we launch our school-based testing in every school every day. Every week we will have testing sites that staff, even our stakeholders, can go to get a COVID test.
Well, thank you so much for that. I'm sure communications will get that out to our constituents. And thank you so much for what you're doing. And if you have questions, please do not hesitate to contact Dr. Collier, who will be able to assist you further with that. So Dr. Collier, you are definitely calling the shots on that. And I must say, you and your team are doing a great job to ensure that our safety as well as our health is taken care of in our county amongst our district as well. So thank you so much for that and your efforts with that. Thank you. So now, go ahead.
Yes, there are several questions, but I'll wait till we get to the question and answer section to answer questions around the district's protocol around quarantine and other areas.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, hang on for that. Yes. So now we're going to move down to the Gold Dome. And before Representative Burnell, if you don't mind, before we move to the Gold Dome, let's address our commissioner here, Commissioner Davis. I saw him pop in. I'm not sure if he's still with us. And if you are, if you can give us some brief updates in District 4 to let us know what's going on. If you're still on, Commissioner Davis.
Well, hello, how are you all?
Okay, there you are. Hi.
I am here. I'm in my car. I'm at another event out here in Morrow. But, you know, I really get on this call to learn. You all, the school board, are doing so much and you move so fast. Sometimes it's best to sit and keep your mouth shut and your ears open so we can begin to learn things to move this county forward. But we're doing some things in District 4 right now. I'm trying to look to make sure this guy doesn't run into which are about to get hit. But we're doing some good things in District 4. We've got our rec center going up. We're really looking at trying to really increase our pedestrian safety, especially around all these schools. We see over there on Valley Hill with Sequoia Middle School, we're really trying to up on the list to begin to put sidewalks in over there. We've got to get those going around all of our schools. And we want to begin to speak with you all about that, to begin to partner to even put in wider sidewalks than we're doing now. So that's one of the big things as far as the schools go. and what we're concerned. We are delivering the ARPA money. We've gotten $66 million from the ARPA, and we are allocating that around for housing, for indigent care, and for infrastructure development. So we're moving forward with this. We want to work in conjunction with the school board to get this county up and moving even faster than it is. You all are doing a great job, elite scholars. I always give them a shout out on anything I do, and some of the other schools going on. So let's keep that graduation rate going up, and you all continue to do what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much, Commissioner Davis, for just joining in. I know you're driving, so be safe out there too, but thank you for those updates. And we are going to be checking for those sidewalks and to make sure that we're going to stay on you with those sidewalks to ensure our safety of our children. And again, thank you for what you're doing.
Well, you have board members that do stay on me, and
I'm sure.
I appreciate it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that. Thank you. All right, be safe.
All righty.
Okay, now we can trot down to the Gold Dome and to hear my representative have to say to give us some updates as to what's going on down there with legislation as well as what's going on with our county. You got it.
All right, thank you. And you're doing an amazing job. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. And the one thing I miss is that some of your predecessors here in Clayton County that worked with the chamber, they used to always give that safety update. And I forgot how important that is from Georgia Power to make sure that everybody is safe. And so I'll just put a plug in for those people that are driving that we did pass an updated law for distracted driving. So I want them to be careful when they're driving and joining meetings. But one of the things you wanted me to talk about was the upcoming with the airport. And everybody knows that the airport is located in Clayton County. And in 2018 was when the ruling came down that we could no longer collect the jet fuel tax. And so that was $9 million for the county and the cities, and $9 million for the school districts. And thanks to Representative Stovall, we were able to acquire the money. The governor at the time, Governor Deal, gave the money, half the money for the county and the cities, and then Delta Airlines gave the money for the school district. The school district's money is for the e-spots, ran out last year, and the counties will end this year, the counties and the cities. And so we have been diligently working with our senators, with our Congress people, our Congressman Scott and Congresswoman Nakima Williams, and along with down at the state. But now we're at the critical point. And so we're going to need support from our community. And we'll be letting you all know in the next couple of weeks what we need for them to do to start to put that pressure on our state officials and our congressional, our federal officials to make sure that they make sure that Clayton County has the money that they need, because we don't want to go up on taxes, and we want to continue to have the benefits that we have, but we're going to need your help now. And I know I've been talking about this, and normally when I talk about, people's eyes kind of gloss over because they don't, really understand what's happening, but you will understand if some of our services go away. And so we really don't want that to happen. So we will be contacting the members of the community and asking them to either write letters or call down to the state, and we'll tell you specifically who it is that we want you to talk to. The other thing you were asking about the career academy money for that. And I was at a meeting, I can't remember which one I was at, but one of the things that did come up about those career development centers, and it says that really boosts the economics I know where I was at the Japan caucus, and they would, and we have several Japanese companies here in Clayton County. And so, and one of our attractions is the fact that we do have water. So hats off to the Water Authority. But one of the things they talked about, if you have that career development center they know that you are building a workforce, and that will help with the economics. So it's going to be really important for us to work as hard as we can to get that school up so that we can increase our workforce, so that these companies can come in, and that we can also provide those internships and mentorships, the things that you were talking about for our students, and so that they have that opportunity. I think it was 2 years ago, we were invited to Japan. And so we did go over there. They paid for everything for us. We flew first class. And so there are lots of opportunities out here for our students, and we want to make sure that they are afforded those opportunities. And so that's one of the things that we will work on to make sure that that happens. And then it was one other thing, about the, to make sure everybody, we really are working. I know it doesn't seem at the top that we're based on TV with our governor. He has a different viewpoint and he's entitled to that. But the safety of your children and the safety of our community is the most important thing going on right now. And so I'm really proud of the school district and all the efforts that they're making to make sure that we're vaccinated, make sure that we're tested, because that's how we're going to keep working. That's how we're going to be continue to have a strong community, because as I said yesterday, the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. So if you love yourself, then you're going to take care of yourself by getting your shot. And then, if you have to get tested. And, some of the remnants of that are that my husband had to go in the hospital and we were in the waiting room for 10 hours. And a lot of that was because, of all the different COVID. And so people that just have regular needs in the emergency rooms, they can't even get in because of the amount of people that are in for COVID. So we want to make sure that you all take full advantage of all the opportunities to get vaccinated. And if you have to get tested, because we were tested down to the Capitol, we were tested on Monday and on Thursday. We had to be tested, and if we tested positive, then we couldn't come back until that we had a negative test. And so it is important that we all take advantage of the fact that can get vaccinated, and we do need the numbers to go up in Clayton County. And I just want to thank you. You're doing a wonderful job. 2 of your schools, one of them is Jackson. I opened Jackson when I worked for the school district, and I worked at Callaway. So just continue to work really, really hard. I'm really proud of you. And I know you're going to continue to do an amazing job. So thank you.
Thank you so much. And before we go any further, I do want to acknowledge our superintendent. He popped on, Dr. Beasley. Do you have anything you want to just chime in and speak on, Dr. Beasley? I want to just first thank you for giving us a detailed overview of what's going on as of the updates that you provided on I caught it on YouTube. And so thank you for that. So I'll let you go ahead and just give some remarks and some updates if you have any.
Well, thank you, Dr. Haney. I'm glad I was able to log in before the time ran out. I was driving and hitting other events, but it's good to see you. I don't really have anything to add. I want to encourage everyone, if they've not seen the YouTube update from yesterday, the video is out there. Just go to the district's YouTube channel and just listen to that. It's about 36 minutes, but I hope it's very informative to all. Hopefully, we're getting all the questions answered that your constituents may have. We're here to be of support. I know the team. It's good to see Representative Berno. We've seen each other already today, but it's good to see her again. It's just one of those days where you're just trying to make sure everybody's informed and has what they need. But thank you for this opportunity, and I hope that we'll be able to come back and do it again to support. I think the more people are informed, the better it is for our entire community. So thank you again, Dr. Haney. Thanks for all you do.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Beasley, for that update. And again, please go out there and look at the video that he did leave out on YouTube. And it does address some of our concerns here in our own county within our district. He talks about the transportation. He talks about our nutrition department, as well as COVID concerns, as well as how we're addressing our students in schools, as of how we're having to shut down for temporarily until we get the COVID cases underway. And with Dr. Collier working in concert with Dr. Beasley and his team and his cabinet members, I'm sure that we will have a decrease and more of our students will be returning face-to-face. But until then, continue to just do what you're doing, Dr. Beasley, to make sure that our district is safe and that we're still meeting our academic goals. So thank you so much for that. Thank you. And Representative Berno, I won't forget you again, but thank you for chiming in. I know you have been in meetings and meetings and meetings, and I told Dr. Shannon, I need her on my call. I need her on my call to give some updates. So thank you so much for that. And I just want to now move into our questions and answers. I know that Dr. Collier did say that she had some questions that people may have had that they may want to address. And if you also have any questions dealing with curriculum or anything dealing with our school base, we have Dr. Simpson here as well, who can add some light if you have any questions as well. And if you feel like you need to chime in, Dr. Simpson, please do so. But I do want, Dr. Shane, if you don't mind, I did get some questions in just recently, and it was some questions about teachers receiving laptops, additional laptops for Zoom meetings. And I was told by our superintendent, as well as with his cabinet, that you are to, there's a department that you do contact. Dr. Simpson, do you have more information as to how those teachers who are concerned about receiving laptops to get further support as a teaching? Could you give that information, please?
Absolutely. So I would say that for any teacher, one that doesn't have laptops, they certainly need to speak with their principal. It is our Department of Technology who disperses those computers or those laptops. And then certainly for those students, if they are in need, or those parents of children who are in need of a laptop, then they need to just alert their principals, and we'll certainly get those to them expeditiously. But no, it's a very, very fluid and simple process. They just need to let us know. And so we have them available for them, but we need to be notified. And as soon as they do so, we'll take care of it.
Okay, thank you for that. I know, so they're to contact the principal, and then the principal will make sure they get the distribution of those laptops. Okay.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Okay, and there was a question, Dr. Shannon, did you see that question? It was a question concerning the sidewalks. Some of our parents were concerned about the sidewalks as of the overgrowth. They were concerned about the safety of that, and they were saying how they need that to be cut down. I think that was Ms. Gorey's area on West Clayton, and who handles that for that parent, that would be, if it's on the sidewalks, that's county. So you need to contact the commissioners. But if it's within the district, within our school, right there on the school property, of course, we would get that addressed by our maintenance departments. But typically that the county handles all of the sidewalks adjacent to our schools, but anything on the school property is what we will address as of ensuring that our grass are cut and everything, and that we are presentable in that effort in our lawn care. So we will address those matters, and I'm sure Ms. Gorey will address that question as well, to ensure that that happens and to make sure that our students are safe traveling back and forth on those sidewalks. Dr. Shannon, do you have any questions that are coming in? If not, I'll give it to Dr. Collier, who had some questions regarding the vax.
Yes, Dr. Haney, we do have several questions that are coming in on across the platforms.
Okay.
Our first question is from Ms. Nadine Smith. What is the determining factor for closing an entire school in regards to the rising numbers of COVID cases?
Okay, and and you said that was, her name is Ms. Nadine. And Ms. Nadine, who can answer that would be Dr. Collier, and she's going to get on that because that will help us to help you to understand the rationale behind that. Dr. Collier, do you have any input for that?
Thank you. And that was the question that I had too as well, is around the decision making to either close a classroom or to the building itself. And excited to have on the line, I think Dr. Colbert and Ms. Johnson is on the line too, and I do want them to chime in because our decision making is not done in isolation. And I think that that's important for our stakeholders to know, that it is indeed a collaborative effort, looking at the data in consultation with our health district as well, where it is either the epidemiologist or the assistant epidemiologist for our health district that consult with us. We roundtable, and well, if you want to call it, we Zoom table and look at all the factors to help us make decisions around a classroom or a school. We look at the spread, we look at clusters, which is 2 or more cases in a setting in a given time frame to help us make those decisions. And I would like to have Dr. Colbert, if he's still on the line, and Ms. Johnson, who have been a part of some of that decision making, because again, as I said, it's not done in isolation, and we look at a number of factors to help us make those decisions. Dr. Colbert, Ms. Johnson, are you still on the line?
Yes, I'm here, Dr. Carter. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, it's definitely a collaborative effort.
including the school level leaders as well. I mean, it's a roundtable discussion, looking at the numbers and all of the factors about place in the building, number of cases in that particular place, who was around as we go through the entire contact tracing process in consultation with the school level, the district level, and also to our local health district, as well as coming together to look at all the aspects of the spread to prevent the spread and ensure that we contain it, and finally ensure that if there's a case in a certain area in that school, we get that school sanitized either at night or from the district strike team or the school level custodial team.
Ms. Johnson, you have anything else to add to that? Okay.
No, Dr. Colbert and Dr. Collier captured it well. And we also involve our other departments, like our nutrition department, transportation department, because they play a key role in determining, who's going to get, when are the students going to get fed, how they're going to get fed or transported. So everybody plays a major role in making the determination. So they captured it very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Cohen? Okay.
No, I was going to say thank you to them because, again, it is a collaborative effort.
Right.
And we look at the data daily to see if there are any hot spots in our schools and in our classrooms so that we can stop the spread as quickly as we possibly can.
Okay. Thank you. Dr. Shannon, is there another question?
From Destiny Mesa, are letters required when there is a positive COVID case within the school?
And I guess that will come to me too as well. And the assistant superintendents are on as well. But from my seat, yes, the letters are required. The Board of Health, the Department of Public Health requires that individuals are notified. If there is a COVID case in the school, we have to send out a general notification to identify whoever's been in that building. It could be a maintenance team member, it could be a parent, whoever entered the building. That's why we do the COVID screener before you enter the building, because that assists us in contact tracing. So if you enter that building, you'll get a general notification say, hey, we had a positive case, and we just kind of want to alert you of it. And you can watch your symptoms. And even if you want to get a test, here's some places you can go get a test. If you are deemed a close contact, you will receive a letter in addition to a phone call from a contact tracer, either at the local school level response team. Every school has a COVID response team. And then we have a contact tracing response team at the district level as well. And we all work in collaboration to ensure that communication goes out as quickly as we possibly can to ensure that everyone is informed and notified. And if it becomes necessary, our communications department becomes involved too as well, if it is a need to notify the community.
And Dr. Haney, I'll just add that the nation has Dr. Anthony Fauci, but Clayton County has Dr. Angela Horace Collier.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. She stays on it. She got us. And I just want to give kudos to you, and we'll get another question, Dr. Collier. I did when I was getting mine tested. I was like, she has on roller skates, because you were moving to ensure that the testing was done and it was efficient in the way that it was done. So again, thank you for that. So we're on it. We're calling the shots out here in Clayton. Yes, we are. Dr. Shan, can we get another question?
Yes. So, what, Ms. Latenzia Tyson, what is the plan for the school system concerning the COVID cases that are rising in Clayton?
In Clayton. Dr. Sherman, can you give a response to that?
Can you repeat the question? I heard a little bit of it.
Sure.
I actually think I already answered that question if it's in the chat.
Yes.
If it's on live, if it's on Facebook, but she can answer.
But the question was, what is the plan for the school system concerning the COVID cases that are rising in Clayton?
So what is the plan for the school system for the rising cases in Clayton County? Was that the question?
Yes.
So I think Dr. Collier has hit a lot of those key points. We're just going to continue to confer with the epidemiologist and As they provide us with guidance, we will make decisions based on that guidance. But we will continue to look at, the data and the cases that we're getting. But we have to realize that in some schools, we have very few cases. Some we've had 0 cases. So it just depends on the school. So to shut down the whole system probably wouldn't be the best decision to make. However, we will continue to confer with the epidemiologists so that they can provide us with the guidance that we need to make decisions that are going to impact our students and our staff members to make sure everybody remains safe.
And I will add to Mrs. Johnson's statement, how do we combat this? How do we decrease the numbers? Vaccines, testing, 2 key mitigation strategies that the district has in place. We are putting those things in place that's recommended by scientists, the CDC, to combat COVID-19 and decrease the spread of the virus. So if you don't have a vaccine, come on, let's get this herd immunity up. Let's stay tested so that we can stop the spread. The community has to do it for the schools to stop the spread in the schools. And so our schools are a microcosm of what's going on in our community. So we need our community to embrace the work that we're doing so that we can keep our babies safe and that we can keep our school doors open and that we can continue with our high performance efforts.
And also to add to that, if you all, community, when you do tune into the board meetings, Ms. Sherman Johnson always give an outline of what's going on as a county, and she does report very itemized as of what the cases are and what our students, if we have any, or what's going on within our district. So there's always continuous communications going out, and there's a more detailed overview as she provides those in our board meetings. So if you just tune into those, she'll have that information. And again, she works in concert with Dr. Collier. So everything is consistent. So again, like she said, we're all working together into this. It's collaborative. It's no broken pieces. So it's just what the data says, but it's also the determination as to what's best for our district. Not another district, what's best for our district. And again, that's where we get our information from. So Dr. Shan will entertain one more question, and we don't want to belabor anyone's time. So we'll entertain one more question.
We have a comment, and it's from Tawanda Hodo McMullen. And
Okay.
she says, Clayton County, I love the way you guys are working together, the best school system in Atlanta.
Well, thank you. We needed to hear that. Thank you. So kudos to everyone. And Mr. Bell, we can't do it without you all, the community. So that's good to hear in times like this. Times like this, we need to hear those comments as well as back it up as to what we're doing as well. So like Dr. Collier said, Clayton's calling the shots, baby. So that's what it's all about. So I'm just excited how we work together. I mean, everything is not perfect, but however, we are working together to ensure that we have the safety as well as meet our academic rigor here in our district. And I see where Dr. Shan has placed another slide up here, the stakeholder issue resolution protocol. And so this is what Dr. Beasley closed out his broadcast on yesterday, and I just want the community to be aware of that. And let me just put this disclaimer out here, and I know our chair will probably jump in on this. The protocol is that you have to contact your teacher or the teacher, the principal, teacher, then the principal, then the assistant superintendent. It falls in this level, and then you follow these protocols. But directly calling the board, we do not get involved with the day-to-day operations. We allow our principals and their teams and the superintendents to handle those. And when it gets to that point where we have to intervene, we always speak and we always communicate with our superintendent as well. So we want to make sure all lines of communication are clear so that we can ensure that we meet your needs and answer your questions or concerns. But please take heed to the protocol that's in place. And I just want to add, Madam Chair, do you have anything that you would like to add to this, or do you have any remarks that you would like to as we close out? Is she on the call, Madam Chair? I think she said she had to leave at 7, so she had another meeting. But again, I just want to say thank you all so much. And like Dr. Shannon's placed up here alone, we cannot do it. But I just want to say, because our children deserve better in our district, we're going to do what we can to ensure that. And like Dr. Bowie said, we're all super. And we're going to ensure that we are super in everything that we do in here in Clayton County Public Schools. So again, I just want to thank those who participated tonight, those who obliged me tonight. And thank you to our superintendent. Thank you to our principals, as well as our state legislators and commissioners and everyone that's involved. But most of all, thank you to our parents and guardians, because without you, it would not be us. And so again, thank you for enduring with us and being patient with us as we maneuver through this. And again, thank you so much. And again, be safe, mask up, get vaccinated. We have all the resources out here from what Dr. Kaya has mentioned. And again, I just want to say thank you for joining in. So we'll be dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you very much for everything.
All right, thank you, Mr. Towns. It's good to see you all.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Dr.
Great
Haney.
job,
See you
Dr.
later.
Haney.
Have a great one.
All right.
Did well. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We see you eating, Dr. Beasley. We